What does everybody want to do when they first start a business? Right, they want to start getting customers in the door, right? How do most people go about this and thinking about this? They're going to be thinking, okay, well, how can I start getting customers with as little or no money as possible? You have to realize a couple things. There's two scenarios. Number one scenario is you have the type of product that is so unique, builds momentum on itself, because one person buys it and uses your product or your service, that naturally people start talking to other people about your product and service, or they're posting on social media about it or whatever. And that's something that can happen. But even if that does happen, there's a few things you can do to accelerate that. But the reality is, for most companies, most businesses, that doesn't happen. How are you going to provide value to the market in some other way other than through ads? Because if you're not going to do ads, you're not able or willing or wanting to pay for any of that right now. And if you're first starting out, and like I said, you may not want to do that. And the way you want to think about this is just like, but if you're not doing that, you have to think about, what am I exchanging of value to the market that's going to get people to come to me? Okay. And one of the biggest things that you can do, or if not the biggest thing that you can do, is providing content, either in the form of videos, how-tos, anything that's useful. It could be on a YouTube channel like this. It could be on a TikTok video. It could be on a Facebook group that you're interacting with people and answering questions. There's any number of things that you could do where you're exchanging value, and as a result, people like that. People like the good vibes, so to speak, that you're putting out there. And that's just kind of the way the universe works, right? You put something out in the universe, you're putting something good out in the universe, usually you get something back. You know, whether or not you believe in that sort of thing. If you're putting out something useful, sorry, there's like a minivan creeping by me slowly, like at like creepy like speed. Don't drive a minivan and drive by people super slowly and stare at them. It might seem a little creepy. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Maybe it just, I don't have a minivan. Okay, so what's this guy doing? I'm gonna move my car. This is creepy. Okay, creeper. So anyway, you want to exchange value. So number one thing you want to start doing is creating content. And as a result, the number two thing you want to do is create communities. You can create a community in a Facebook group. You can create a community via a YouTube channel, a TikTok channel. Instead of just building your own community, which is important or good to do, useful to do. Another thing you can do is you go on the social media platforms and start interacting and engaging with people. Whether, again, you're answering questions on Reddit forums, Yahoo Answers, or you're on YouTube comments, or you're talking to people, whatever. You're engaging in existing communities. But one of the ways that you can also generate a lot of inbound marketing, I've found, is through outreach. Okay, so you take the time. Another thing, time is money. So you don't have money, but you have time. Use your time, and use it wisely, but use your time a little bit each day to do some outreach. It could be email outreach, cold email outreach. It could be on LinkedIn. It could be on Facebook, through Facebook Messenger. It could be through a lot of ways. And it doesn't necessarily have to come across as spammy if you're reaching out to people who genuinely might be able to benefit from the service or product that you have. So, and there's a certain way to do this where it's not spammy. You keep it conversational. You keep it simple. You keep it straightforward. Your outreach, your messages. Don't copy and paste a long freaking paragraphs of stuff. It's just, that's gonna be annoying. Don't be annoying. Just reach out to people. It's as simple as that. But like I said, time is money. If you don't have money, you don't want to spend the money. And hopefully you're willing to spend some time. If you're not willing to spend any money, you're not willing to spend any time, well, I don't know what to tell you, because like, what do you expect? I'm gonna have some water. Are you willing to dedicate an hour a day or even a half an hour a day to marketing your business organically through some of these tactics? That even if you have a good, really, really good product that might go a little viral through word of mouth, you want to put a little momentum behind that idea. Don't be lazy. Like, put a little bit of time and effort into it. You know, if you've ever read that book, The Compound Effect, this is a really good book. I forget who wrote it. Very short, simple, like easy to read book. I highly recommend it. But it talks about how these small things that we do day to day, every day in our lives, whether it be in business or your health or anything, it compounds on itself over time. And you may do something today that you might not see a result in a week or even in a month, but in a year and 2 years and 3 years, you're light years ahead of where you were because you made these small steps every day. What does an hour a day of organic marketing add up to after a year or two? It adds up to a lot of money. I mean, you'd have to be doing something really wrong. Like, you can't help but make money if you're spending an hour a day providing value to the general public in one form or another. Again, like I said, through legitimate content. Now, if you're just creating a bunch of garbage and you're just spamming people and you're not really providing any value, you're just kind of you're just going to be wasting your time. Don't look so much for the shortcuts. You know what I mean? Like, because yeah, there are ways to do things smarter and faster and better. That's another book, by the way. Forget who wrote that one. That's another good book. There are ways to do things smarter, faster, and better, more efficiently, which you should always look for those little, hacks and tricks. You have to take strategic action, okay? You have to look at what are the possibilities of what you can do to market your product or service. But if there's other companies out there doing what you're doing, don't even look at it as competition. Look at it as a good sign that you can do the same thing. You just have to find your own path to get your product or service out to the market in a way that's going to resonate with the general public. You know what I'm saying? All right, well, that's about it, guys. If it's helpful, make sure you do subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.